Hello fellow gamers, welcome to part 9 of the Witness walkthrough. I am a console gamer and today we're gonna head out to the treehouse. We're picking up where we left off here at the Shady Woods. We're gonna go ahead, I thought about doing the quarry next, but then I realized since we're close to the quarry, I thought we would do that part next. But then I realized that there are actually some symbols in the query that I don't quite know yet how to solve. So instead we're gonna head out to the treehouse and I'm gonna take this opportunity to show you how I came up to that conclusion. Now here, these are the symbols I'm talking about. Those they look like stars or sun shaped symbols. Now here is our boat. When you see there are many locations throughout the island where you can trace a simple puzzle like this and it will call out this boat. Now when we go to the boat, there's a map right here. And you'll notice the map has symbols very similar to the ones we find in the puzzles. That means that in that location, you will learn how to solve puzzles with that symbol. So that's how I know that the treehouse will show us how to solve the sun shapes or the star shape symbols. So in order to move, you saw what I did there. Your starting point will be the circle or the place where you are right now, and you simply trace the line or the path towards the exit where you want to get to. So here we are at the treehouse. So we're gonna head up here, and here they are, the sun or the star shapes. I guess I'll call them a sun. Just call them something. That was very simple and straightforward. That's the first sun shapes we've had to deal with. Here's a couple more. Now I'm gonna explain to you how these ones work. These shapes, every time you find a sun shape, you have to pair it up with another symbol. It has to be on pairs of 2. What I mean, well, obviously pairs of 2, but what I mean is they cannot be grouped. I don't mean group them in even numbers. They actually have to be a pair. So in this case that we have just 2 symbols, both symbols have to be on the same section as we trace our path. Here we have 4, so we need to separate them into 2 pairs, like so. Here same thing, we have 4 symbols, we have to separate them into 2 pairs. Once again, we're gonna separate these ones into 2 pairs. It doesn't really matter which one is paired up with which. In this case, they're all the same color. So you just separate them or pair them up any way you can in order to solve the panel. Okay. Now here we have 6, so we need to create 3 pairs. Same thing here, we gotta create 3 pairs. And as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter how you separate them as long as they are separated. And here we're gonna need 4 pairs since we have 8 suns. There we have it. So we were able to build that bridge and cross to the other side. And as I've mentioned before, some of these puzzles may have different ways you can solve them. The way I'm showing you is not necessarily the best one. I don't know if it's the best or not. It's just the way I was able to solve them. here we see, hopefully it comes out okay in the video, but there are actually the little dots or hexagons on the path, which we learned way back on the first video. So this one is combining, we have to pass through each dot as we trace our path, and in addition to that, we have to make sure the suns are paired up. We gotta make sure the path we're tracing does not separate the two suns. And in this case, we gotta make sure the path we're tracing as we go through, as we pass over the black dots, we gotta make sure the path itself does not, or separates them into two pairs, or into sets of two. Okay, so we made it across. Keep going this way. Okay, and here we see another set of concepts being merged or mashed up together. Here, not only do we have to make sure the suns are paired up, but we have to make sure we keep the black squares and the white squares separated from each other. In this case, it doesn't matter. You can pair up the suns with either color. It doesn't matter as long as they are a pair, and as long as the black and whites are separated. And that concept works the same regardless of colors. So we have, in this case, we have orange and black squares. They have to be separated. Here we have orange and purple. They have to be separated. And the green suns have to be paired up. So the concept is the same regardless of color. So here we have to make sure the purple suns are paired up, and at the same time that we separate greens and oranges. Green squares and orange squares. And we made it across another bridge. Going up. Okay, now here, when you have black suns and black squares, they have to be separated because you're pairing them up by color, not necessarily by shape. So you'll see right here I'm pairing up the black sun with a black square because there are no other black suns. So here we have a white sun and a white square. We're gonna pair those up. Here we have just one purple sun, so we'll have to pair that one up with the purple square. And at the same time we gotta separate the white and the green. So here we have two suns, they both have to be paired up. So we're gonna separate the purple from the purple square from the suns, because otherwise we would end up with three symbols of the same color. I hope that I explained that clearly. But so you're pairing up each sun means you need to find a pair. You need to pair each sun with something of the same color, with a symbol of the same color, not necessarily with another sun. And the suns themselves don't have to be separated from square colors. So here we have 3 black suns. So that means we need 1 pair, or we can pair up 2 suns, and we can have another pair with a black square and a black sun. And the black suns can be with white squares, but the black squares cannot be with white squares. Hopefully I'm not confusing you more than it already is, but as we move forward, you know, the puzzles do get more complicated. But hopefully it's coming across clearly with the help of the video. Okay, we made it across another bridge. There's a puzzle right there that I'm not sure yet how to solve. It has those puzzles have a triangle on them, and I'm not quite sure what those mean yet. So for now we're gonna ignore it. I've seen those pretty much in every area. There seems to be one. So we'll come back to those in a future video once I figure out what those symbols mean. For now we'll ignore it, and it looks like we ended up here on where the laser is at, but we're missing something because there's no switch up here. So, and it seems to be that door right there. We probably need to get in there somehow. So we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and head back, because there were a couple of paths we didn't go through here in the treehouse. So we're gonna just head back to one of those other paths and see if we can figure out what we're missing. Okay, so we got a path right here we haven't been to, and one right there we haven't been to. We came from there originally, so let's go this way first. And that bridge is broken. At least it seems to be. I'm gonna keep moving up, and I see a couple puzzles right here. Okay, let's go ahead and do the green ones first. So here we have those shapes we learned about in the march, or the swampy area. If you recall, we need to make sure that as we trace our path, we trace those shapes as well. We can stack them together as long as they fit on the way or on the same angle that they are displayed. It should be fine. The ones that are vertical, like this one right here, we can rotate those as we see fit or as needed. And this puzzle seems to have different exits. So we're gonna go ahead and exit this way first. And it looks like, depending on which way we exit, is the way the bridge moves. You see, since we exit to the left, the bridge moved to the left. Okay, now here we have one of those symbols is actually purple instead of orange. So that means we can use that symbol to pair up one of the suns, since we only have 3 suns. Like so. And then if you recall, the blue shapes are squares we're going to remove from the orange shapes, or the Tetris shapes. Okay, so we have we're gonna pair up the purples, we're gonna pair up the greens, and we're gonna trace the Tetris-like shapes as we trace our path to the exit. And I kind of, here it is, okay. Yeah. Okay, so we made it across. And let's follow this path right here and see where it takes us. To a broken bridge. So never mind, it's not this way. We're gonna have to backtrack again. Yeah, I don't see anything right here. Let's backtrack. Nothing over here. Nope. Okay, so we have another set of puzzles right here. Let's work our way through this bridge. Okay, remember the suns don't have to be separated from other colors. As long as they are paired up, they can be grouped. So for example, here we can have 2 orange and 2 purples. As long as we have a pair of orange and a pair of purple, no more or no less of the same color, it works fine. So here we have to trace our path in a way that both oranges end up on the same section. Okay. Here we need 3 pairs of each. There you go. Here we're gonna need 4 pairs of oranges and 2 pairs of purple. We can group them any way we want, as long as there's no more than 2 of each color together. Same thing here. So here we can group them any way we want, as long as there's no more than a pair of each color together. You see this puzzle also has 3 exits. So depending on the exit we choose is the way the bridge will move. Here we're just gonna continue moving forward and see where it takes us. And it took us nowhere. Okay. There's the keep right there. So we're gonna have to go back and solve that puzzle that had the 3 exits. We're gonna have to solve it to the right so we can connect the bridge to the structure on the right. We're gonna have to solve it in a way that we exit on the right side. There you go. You see the bridge now moves to the right. Now we can exit right here. And it looks like what we have here is a shortcut. It's a shortcut we can open up to connect to lower the bridge that will lead us to the keep. We can go ahead and open up that shortcut now since we are here. See, now we can go back and forth between the keep and the treehouse. So now we have that little shortcut. Let's come back into the treehouse and figure out what we need to do to turn on that laser. Now if you remember, there was one more path we have not gone through. So we're gonna go ahead and move. Actually, let me see. Yeah, let's go back and let's go through that last path we haven't been to. Which was a little bit further down, if I remember correctly. Remember, it has some like a spiral staircase. So that's the entrance. We went that way, and here it is. This is the other path. So what we need must be this way. Let's see. Aha, and there's a switch right there. Okay, so this switch will hopefully open up that door. And it does. Okay, so now we can head back and make our way back to the door. Now I think, yeah, it did close. I thought I heard the door close. It did. So there must be, so the switch is in a timer, it looks like. So there must be a way to make it here quicker. So let's go ahead and switch this bridge. Let's exit towards the right. Let's exit this one towards the right. Okay, and let's go to that other side and let's make that bridge go to the left. Here we are. This is the puzzle we need to switch to make it go out to the left side, so it meets with the other bridge. There it is. Okay, now here we're gonna have to switch. We're gonna have to switch this puzzle as well, so it exits towards the left and connects to where our door switch is. So let's go ahead and swap this one out. Make sure we exit towards the left. And there we have it. Okay, so now we should be able to get to the door quicker. Go ahead and open it, and let's just make a quick trip right here. There we go. We're in. There's our switch. Alright, so that did it. Now we just activated our laser for the treehouse. Excellent. Alright, now before we leave, I'm gonna stop the video right here, but before we leave, let's go ahead and fix this so that we can use our shortcut in the future in case we have to come back here, which we probably will because we left the puzzle unsolved. That one with the triangle, I have to figure out what those triangles mean. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and switch this back so we can leave the shortcut open in case we need it, and then we're gonna go ahead and stop the video. So thank you again for watching. Feel free to leave your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.